Hello, good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here, and today we have a clip that's been sent to me a couple of times, well the link has been sent to me quite a few times on Discord, of the Tier 10 Soviet carrier, the Nakhimov, on, I believe this is the PT server. I don't think it's the ST server like many a person has commented saying that this is. I'm pretty sure it's the PT server, the ST server. This was the ST server. I'm pretty sure this video would have been pulled down already because Wargaming really doesn't mess around with that type of stuff. So this is from the channel Vladimir Kutuzov. And go check out the video if you don't mind. It is his video, well, uploaded on his channel, at least the one that I've been sent so much. Go give him a view so you can see the video in its entirety. We are going to look at most of it here. It's not a very long video, but it's an interesting one to say the least. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Alright, so these are the Nakhimov's torpedo bombers. And you can see there's a lot of aircraft, and as always with the Soviet CVs, all the aircraft attack in a flight. And he's sailing between a Buffalo and a Groz's AA right now. He lost, looks like, just under half of his planes there. He got 4 torpedoes off. And here comes his skip bombers. Now here's the Nakhimov here. It's very interesting looking at the ship. I'll pause the video right here. Go back a little bit. The ship's got, and this is really interesting to me to get a look at it from this angle. You can see it's got the catapults here. And I think they have like a slight ramp to them. A little bit there. Doesn't look like it's too much. It might just be the angle that it's at. But I do like the way the carrier looks. Like, seeing it from this angle, it looks very interesting. It looks very modern, very clean looking up top. But anyway, back to the planes. So, by the way, this team is losing quite badly. This is a double CV game, too, at Tier 10, so I do think this is on the PT server, and it's not even a full game, too. So, yeah, there's a Hakuru here, too, so that's not a great time. So here's the skip bombers. So, skip bombers, well, we'll talk more about skip bombers afterwards, but here they come. And again, the way the Soviet CVs work is that all these planes attack at once. So, he spotted a Grozovoy. You see, he takes a bit of damage there, but then heals up. And hello, Grozovoy. Bye, Grozovoy. Almost full health Grozovoy in one salvo, but then I think the Hakuru gets taken out there, and the match is over with. So obviously, that is that is quite the god slap, and it's concerning too. Because the Grozovoy is the AA DD of the Soviet DD line. But there is a couple things we have to take into consideration here before everyone starts freaking out too much. So, let's take the situation first off. So, there's a Hawk over here that the Groz is busy murdering with his guns. And the Hawk is in the middle of attacking the Grozovoy. So, if you look over here, see there's the Hawk's rockets right there. So the Groz was nose into the Hawk's rockets to dodge them. And the Hawk, because of the machine gun delay, I'm guessing, led the Groz too much. So now the Groz is in what's honestly a worst case scenario for going up against skip bombers and a DD. He's side on to the Nakhimov's planes here, which is a terrible thing because then this happens. The Nakhimov single line drops him and just removes him from the game. So, yeah, that's a bit much. However, many comments in this video, well, that have been sent with me with this video, have said, you know, look at how insane this is. You know, he just waltzes through a Groz's AA without taking any damage and just nukes the thing out of existence. That's not entirely true, and it may give us a glimpse into a feature of the Soviet CVs that we haven't heard about yet. So let's look at this part right here. So right here, you can see the Nakhimov's planes. They're smoking now. They just ate flak right there from the Groz. So when your planes start smoking this bad, that means they're about to go down. But then here, they stop smoking, which means obviously the Nakhimov has popped his heel. So for the whole duration of this attack, This heal is running. It's just like the heal on a torpedo planes, which is what most CVs get a heal on. And there goes the Nakhimov. I'm sorry, there goes the Grozvoy. So the heal, of course, runs for however long it's supposed to run. The thing is, to my knowledge, we have not yet received the details of the Soviet CV heal. And this is something I talked about before in the first impressions video, not the first impressions video, in the dev blog video. They just said it has a heal. They didn't include that heal's characteristics. So it could be a super heal, it could be an improved heal. Something else to take into consideration is that the Grozvoy, I'm pretty sure, had his priority sector on the other side of the ship, and he probably already used DFAA. I think he used DFAA either when the torpedo bombers showed up, because the Nakhimov did lose like half of his torpedo bombers in that situation, or probably he had it active against the rocket planes, again with the priority sector on the other side of the ship. So his full AA wasn't on the Nakhimov's planes. However, the planes have about the same amount of health as Rangers, the Tier 6 American CV's stock planes, which isn't a lot at Tier 10. So even with priority sector being set on the other side of the ship and his DFA active, it should have probably taken down a few planes, like we saw it almost do there with that initial flak burst. The thing is, too, we don't know how much HE the Groz has eaten beforehand. We don't know if maybe when the Hawk attacked him earlier with his rocket planes that it knocked out some of the AA on it. We don't know any of that, but still, with the little health that the Nakhimov's planes have, he probably should have taken down at least one or two planes. Which is why I believe the Soviet CVs probably have either an improved or a super heal. I mean, that's something that I was kind of suspicious of. And I mean, the planes have Rangers Tier 6 planes health at Tier 10. They move as slow as the FDR's planes, so I don't see how they would be very useful at all. Like many players commented on that devblog video when we were talking about the Soviet CVs, so they have to have some type of improved heal. I think that's what we witnessed here. That's why he was able to get through. Now, if the Groz had set his DFAA and his priority sector to the Nakhimov's planes, would he have lost more planes? Probably so, but I don't think he would have lost enough to negate that God Strike. And that's the thing with skip bombers that's kind of a huge advantage to, well, not kind of, it is a huge advantage to the Nakhimov, that it drops 8 of them. When you drop on the first line with the skip bombers, that's your most like RNG based line, because the more the bombs skip, the more accurate they get. And you can drop a ship on the first line, the second line, or the third line. The third line will give you the most accurate drop. The second line's kind of accurate, and like I just said, the first line's not very accurate. But when you have 8 of these skip bombs that you're just dumping on a DD, yeah, they do more than enough damage to where if you just connect half of them, they'll absolutely wreck the DD like we just saw. Groz was still at almost full health, and the man just got removed from the match. Like, he just Thanos snapped the man out of the match. Now, again, in this situation too, this is a double CV game at Tier 10. So the Groz was obviously distracted by the Hakuru's planes in the first place. In the real game, in random battles, that doesn't happen at Tier 10. You get 1 CV at Tier 10. So if this was that situation where the Grozvoy could have been paying attention and focusing on dealing with the Nakhimov, he probably would have had a much better outcome. He could have turned into the planes. The planes are not fast enough to really keep up with even the turn radius of a Soviet DD, because again, they're as slow as the FDR's planes. The FDR's planes aren't terribly maneuverable. They're pretty maneuverable, but still, you can't, outpace a DD and still get a perfect lineup with your bombs, especially with skip bombers. You really need a flat target for skip bombers for them to really be effective, because if you don't, you hit them angled, you get them to turn into you, and now they have a smaller profile for you to hit. You miss a lot more. So yeah, that was literally probably the worst case scenario for that Grozvoy. So again, if this would have been probably just a Nakhimov on the enemy team, the Groz probably would have been able to handle the situation a lot better. He just made a poor judgment call and focused on the Hawk's rocket planes rather than the Nakhimov skip bombers that snuck up on him. It looks like, at least, because he doesn't really notice until like the last second there. You can see him start to turn into them at like literally the last second. And again, it's a Soviet DD, it's a huge DD, it's a huge target. It does not have the best turning radius out of the tier 10 DDs for sure, but again, the ability to just kind of single line drop DDs like this in a CV is kind of terrible. It's kind of the whole reason too they added the delay to the rockets, because the rockets were pretty much doing this to DDs, except there's like 3/4 of their health, or if you had, you know, old Enterprise or old Midway, it was like all of the DD's health. So this is pretty counterintuitive to the changes they just added into the game in terms of trying to increase DD survivability. Now, will it stay like this? I don't know. Is this common for the Nakhimov to do? I don't know. This is the only clip like this that has been sent to me. I don't know if this is a common thing. I can tell you from playing the Immelman a bunch that the skip bombers, if you single line drop stuff, they miss more often than not. But again, this DD was selling a perfectly straight line and was distracted by the Hawks plane, so that again could have just been a worst case scenario for this DD. But at the end of the day, if this is something that the Soviet CVs can do with ease constantly against DDs or cruisers, this is an issue. Now, again, this could have just been a best case scenario for the CV. DDs focus on the other CV, guys. Priority sector, focus on the other side, and you just managed to get this lucky drop off. This could be like that 1 in 20 games dev strike you get with your battleship against a cruiser or something like that. But again, I don't know, haven't played them, haven't seen much of them beyond this and like 1 or 2 other replays that have been sent in to me. But that's where we're at right now with this, and that's my breakdown and my impression of this clip that so many of you guys have sent to me. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think it's just kind of like a 1 in a 20 game lucky thing that this carrier got off? Do you guys think they'll be able to do this consistently? You CV players out there that have played the Immelman and have experience with the skip bombers? Just let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 30,000 subscribers, just past 27,000 a few days ago, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. I will be live streaming right here on the channel and Twitch tonight from 5 p.m. U.S. Central Time to 8 p.m. U.S. Central Time, so please come out for that. It's normally a pretty good time. Take ship requests and such. Anyway, guys, hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.